Good morning, everybody. It's Modelcars and Coffee Day. So today's kind of the first day really I've been out here. Just been really busy with some other stuff. Just a lot of stuff going on right now, and so I'm really not in the mood to kind of just sit and build models, work with plastic as much. There's some parts that I definitely want to paint. I feel like painting, and I feel like wrenching. So the last couple days I kind of done some stuff out in the large shop, made a few jigs and fixtures, and so I really want to try them out, and that's partly where the painting comes in. So I'll show you that real quick, and then I'm going to go out there and finish another one that I started, so that I have two, because I like everything in multiples. And then once that's done, I'll probably come in here, and we're over here in the RC corner right now. I'm going to get started on rebuilding this guy right here. This is an old race truck that we built in 23. So this truck has been sitting since 23. It's a spec truck. We're going to go through this thing a little bit here, kind of show you the chassis. So it's an all carbon fiber chassis. You can see that they're offset, so this would be all your left side weight. Your left side tires are real close, so all the weight is to the edge of the body. This sticker here, that's the brand that I was last running, was this TCR. And there's actually a big plate of tungsten that's milled into that chassis. That's how creative these guys have gotten with the chassis. There's a flat plate of tungsten in there. Tungsten is extremely heavy, and it gives us a ton of left side ballast. This thing is just a ton heavy right there, and there's no battery. This is where your battery is going to sit. There's your speed controller, your motor. So we're going to go through this thing. It's been sitting for a while. We're going to get all the bearings out of it. We're going to put them in the ultrasonic cleaner, get them flushed out. I want to go run this truck again. A good buddy of mine runs the racetrack up here down in the cities. So I'm going to go turn some laps with this on a practice day one of these days. Take my mind off some stuff, run some laps, play with some stuff that is a little more mechanical. I'm not going to lie to you. I've got a little bit of cabin fever going on. Not getting some wrench time in. So today that's what we're going to do. We're going to paint some model parts. We'll let that stuff dry over there. And we're going to come over here and we're going to do a little wrenching, play with some nuts and bolts and screws, and cleaning some bearings and things like that. And probably have the race on, and we'll watch the race for a while. So I'll flip this guy. In fact, we'll just move over there, and I'll show you what we kind of made. So be right back, everybody. Alrighty, so to start, I made a fixture once before. Let me grab that real quick. People are probably going, what the heck are we looking at? So I made this a while back. Just a simple piece of metal that we bent. I welded in a 3/8 rod real quick. Nothing spectacular here. But I would put tape on there and then hold my tires, and I'd paint my tires on here. People always ask, well, how do you hold your tires to paint them without, this is what I was doing. So then I did that one tractor. And I thought, man, I should come up with a better way to spin these things. So when I was out in the big shop the other day, I had these old bearing carriers. I don't know exactly what they're from. And these are just some knob screws that were from my old nitrous bottle holder that was in the car. So I had two of these nitrous thumb knobs here to hold the bracket in, to hold the bottles in the car. And this is just some miscellaneous hardware. So I had to go get a ball bearing to press in there. And then I cut this plate out, bent it. We quick shot it white. We've got a 3/8 rod with some rubber tubing here. You can change this rubber tubing, but now I can spin my wheels as I'm doing the airbrush. I mean, it's nothing that you need to do, but to me, I like making this stuff. So it just kind of helps simplify it versus me taking this thing and then spinning it around, and and then the plate can get in the way. So this is just me improvising. So then, being I made 2 of them, I've got a different piece of tubing on here, just some rubber tubing that's holding these tractor tires on here, and I can now just spray them and rotate them nice and slow and easy peasy. Yeah, I mean, it was just some stuff laying around the shop. I always have 1/8" plate scraps and stuff like that. So real simple, just kind of cut it out, drill some holes, put some bolts in there. The only thing I had to buy is I had to go buy this collar. I didn't have any like 3/8 collars. So I went and bought that collar, and I bought the bearing. Stuff you just get at your Ace hardware store. I think this was like $4 or $5, and the bearing was, I think, $7 for the bearing. No big deal, but I don't remember where I got these things from, what these bearing holders were out of, but it's kind of big, but it's still got enough weight to where it just kind of self-supports itself. And then this. So I started these a while ago, never got them done. I got to make fixtures yet to hold them. I wanted jigs to do the chassis. So I really wanted to make these out of aluminum. That was the initial idea. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, well, you can't be soldering on aluminum. That's just nothing but a big heat sink. So with this thing here, I might put an element under here and heat that up so that I keep the bed warm while I'm soldering. But I got some fixtures I got to make out of some chunks of brass to hold tubing and stuff. So I go to solder up a chassis. So we got to finish all these bars out on the second one. So I'm building another one that's identical, and then I can clamp them together if I was to do a larger scale chassis for, say, a 1/16 or a 1/12 car or something like that. I had to make these bars down here to square this thing up, and we're having fun. So that's basically what we've been doing the last few days. Is we made these tire fixtures, and then making 2 of these jig fixture tables. People are probably going to think, well, that's overkill. Yeah, it is, but it's part of the enjoyment that I get out of the hobby. Definitely when I get a diorama, this thing could probably go in the diorama as well, to make it look like there's a project on a jig. This is the new tractor that we're working on here. This is going to be a 7-engine deal. So we're just having fun. That's all this is about. Oh yeah, one other thing. Somebody asked me, wanted to know what I use to bend styrene. I use this. This is by Display. This is the Photo Etch parts bender. This works good for thin styrene as well. You just loosen this thing up. You can see that it's spring loaded, and then put your styrene under there. You can change the, if you just want a thin knife edge or whatever, you can change that, clamp it down. And then here is the pry tool. You stick that under there, and you would just pry that up. This works really, really well for like small parts. I can't remember who asked me that question, but they want to know how I bent my styrene. That's what I've been using of lately. I have used just a square before, and then wrapped it around this edge of a small machinist square. That works really well. Some guys will just put a piece of, like, a ruler, a thicker ruler than this one here, because this one is very thin and flimsy. But some guys will just put a steel ruler down and then fold up their styrene as well over a nice sharp edge like that. So just some little ideas. All right, let's turn this back around. Well, that's gonna probably do it for this video. Wasn't a great model cars and coffee, but just it's kind of a shop update. Model cars and coffee. I didn't get a video out yesterday. I just didn't think anybody would be really watching too many videos, probably with Valentine's Day. And I just wasn't in a mood to really do it. I just wanted to, when I get stuff on my mind, I like to just be in the shops and just working on stuff, take my mind off crap. So as you can see, that's what we were doing. We finished up one of the fixtures for chassis building, and then we made those two roller tire spinners to paint tires in the booth. Nothing fancy, but just some, I don't know, just some knick-knack tools to just kind of hold parts better. I got a couple other ideas to make some other tools for some cages and stuff as well. So we're gonna just keep plugging away on that stuff. But today I'm gonna go out there and finish up that fixture number 2, so I can wipe that off my to-do list. I got probably another hour in that, and then I'm gonna come out here and start getting this thing ready to get tore down. Probably shoot those parts real quick so that I can have those tires primed. There's a few parts and pieces over here on sticks that you can't see that all need primer, and that will keep my model projects moving along. Getting the primer on, let the primer sit. I like to let my primer sit and settle for at least 10 to 12 hours before I start doing anything on top of it. That way there I can see if there's any flaws or any things that I may need to address, and then everything is good and dry before I put any base coats or any kind of metallizers or whatever on there. So that's gonna do it. And then we'll come over and we're gonna do some wrenching. Maybe we'll watch the 500, not sure. I'm not a big fan of those cup cars. Those cup cars, in my opinion, are garbage. They're like a brick with wheels. So yeah, not a fan, but it's still the 500. I still have managed to watch the 500 pretty much every year, except for 20 and 21 were probably the only 2 years I didn't watch the 500. And I still don't really care to watch the 500 with this new cup car. So that's going to be enough of my little soapbox rant for the day. Nobody needs to hear that. And that's just my opinion. So again, thank you for watching this crap. If you're watching this, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I probably should have said this in the beginning, but welcome back to the channel. I'm Jason. So we're doing things quite backwards today. Obviously, we didn't have enough coffee, but we're gonna call it the day here. Maybe we'll see you next Thursday on the AMC Livecast. Probably the next time you see my ugly mug, and then hopefully next week we can be back on track. Do a Saturday shop update and a Sunday model cars and coffee, and we'll have actually something that's got a little bit more value. The what did I buy Wednesdays? I haven't been buying much for Wednesdays, so I don't really have a bunch of new things. I know I can show some other stuff, but I just haven't. So like I said, haven't been buying too much stuff lately. But I'm out of here. Take care, everybody. Remember, keep all your friends close. Keep your family even closer. And be good to everybody. Peace out. Somebody say, "Hey, Bonnie?" Whoa.